All right, we're live.
Y'all, welcome back to another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday. It's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Giovanni, host of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast with my girl.
Shireen. Tired as always because it's been a long one. The founder of Perspective Studio Productions, where we do you hear the echo?
I do.
Uh oh, you know what? I have a YouTube open.
And so, y'all, we want to know what your vibe is like. Drop
Wait,
it
wait,
in the comments.
find it fast enough. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Shireen, get us ready for a card to check
Mhm,
us
our
and let us
check-in.
know how your vibe's vibing.
Girl, how you doing, Giovanni?
Girl, it is Friday Eve on a good Thursday. I am doing good, ready to get into the recharge mode, aka rest. So I'm
Relax.
really glad to be here, get this live going and flowing, bring the vibes and the value. Had a good flow to the conversation and then
Love it.
head to the bed. But feeling pretty good. Met some new people today. Let's get into it. Ready for the weekend though. Ready to recharge, ready to get group, ready to embrace a new week. But I'm vibing. How you doing?
I'm tired today. This has been a tiring, long day, long week, but great day. This week has been crazy. It's been an emotional roller coaster. Like however yesterday was, I don't want to experience yesterday again for a very long time. As a business owner, that's too many emotions in one day. Between lows and highs, mm-mm. I was so tired, and then I worked like really late and woke up really early, and it's another long day. So, oh la la!
I was
But
like
I'm
some
ready. Okay,
good insights for the combo.
So
Sounds
check it.
like we getting into it. Go ahead.
We are. I actually got two. Um, the first one that came out was one love language you would like to receive more often, and I can't actually see.
One love language.
Yeah, you'd like to receive more often. You can write that one. I'll write the second one. Because you're typing, right? You're typing.
Yeah,
Can't
you're
type.
reading. I can type.
No, I can't.
I
I
got it.
can't
One
see
love
my
language you
thing.
would like to receive
Mm-hmm. More
more.
often.
Okay.
Yeah. What would that be for you?
Hmm.
I even sleep.
My love language is acts of service. Mm. Quality time is a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Gifts. And what's the other one? Physical touch. More often. I feel pretty loved. What would I like to get more of? Hmm. Maybe more quality time.
Okay.
I don't know. Acts of service, quality time, physical touch, gifts. I'm not really a gift person like that. I think they're great when they're thoughtful, is what like you need, or just like out of the blue. Uh, mm, I'm gonna go physical touch. Last answer, final answer, physical touch. What you got?
Okay. Run them down again for me, please.
Acts of service, quality
Yep.
time, physical
Mhm.
touch, gifts, receiving gifts.
Um, I probably want physical touch, but I think acts of service, to be honest, would
Mm.
be appreciated. Like working all day and then someone just pulls up with like dinner. Like, I'm good. Like that would just I would be happy. I would be
Yeah.
happy. I'd be happy for the meal because then I don't have to think about it. Right? So, I think acts of service, like the other day I want a car detailing. for my birthday. Actually, it was just like on the outside. I won like a free car wash or whatever for my birthday, and I was like, why can't someone just come and like pick up my vehicle and go get it detailed and bring it back? Like the things, pick up my car and go get it serviced and bring it back. Like that would make me happy because then I don't, it's one less thing for me to think about. So I think at this moment, acts of service would be very, very much appreciated. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I got one more for you. I got
All
one,
right.
not
Y'all
one of these.
let
one
us know in the comments, what is one love language you would like to receive more often? Go ahead, Shireen. What's the next one?
Oh, I got this one queued up for you.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right. All right. What's the best thing that has happened to you this month? And the month just started.
Go ahead, Shireen.
Today is the 7th. I don't know if I'll share the best thing, but one really good thing. The best thing was an act of service. Actually, the best thing was an act of service. What up, Reset with Nat? Yeah, the best thing was an act of service from someone. That was my best thing so far. Actually, we'll leave it there. Yeah, we don't got to talk about that one. That was the best thing that happened when I really, really needed it. Somebody came in clutch. Yeah. What about you?
I'm going to say best thing that happened to me this month. I'm going to probably go with having a student help me today in my classroom and for open house, like to get stuff together. That was really clutch. But also having my team. I had a really good presentation earlier this week, and my team that helped me with the presentation. It was just a really good experience and a good vibe. So I'm going to have to say both my team and my student helping out and just really showing up with the acts of service. That's my preferred love language. So like it automatically was like a vibe and greatly appreciated and just like, yes, this feels good. Let's go. So honestly, that has been the best thing, starting with good support on my adult staff side, coworker side, as well as with my students. And I think that would be dope.
I think that's pretty dope because you guys just got back to school. So they're like eager to help, right? So that's
and they don't have to. Yeah. And
yeah,
just willing to do it. Like, yeah, just that altruistic vibe. I just love it.
Oh, sorry. I forgot all about this part right here. I'm tired, guys, so I'm moving a little slow. So what up, Nat?
Reset with Nat. We got to get our application out there. Shireen, we created that application like a year or so ago for people to join us on the live.
I know. And you know what?
We have so many people that kind of vibe and have wellness brands. I think it'll be cool.
You know what, Giovanni, you make a great point because this is like we changed the look of the thumbnail and we've been doing this for over a year and a bit, I think. So we've had like Nayetta and Cynthia up with us, but to like bring on people who are requesting to be on with us, it would just change the dynamic of what we do. So I think that's kind of cool. Like it's the time.
Who was it? I think it was originally Mama Yoga, right? Who wanted to get on at one point, and then we created it. Yeah, she actually recorded a podcast with me. I think it was maybe last week or the week before. So her episode will be coming out in the next few weeks. But I thought about that too because it was a really good conversation. It kind of really took us back to the beginning of our podcast days. And I was like, Mama Yoga, we started the podcast, like at the podcast
almost like
summit
2
podcast
years ago.
And I was like,
and it's crazy because today's the first day. Today's day 1, right?
I don't know.
I think so. I mean, we're missing it this year.
So I was just like, Mama, can you believe this? I was like, and now you're about to be a guest. We did our first live while we were there. And I was like, now we're about to do a podcast episode. You about to be one of the ones after 100. I'm about to hit 100, Mama Yoga. And we were just like talking all about the different things. I was like, look at us evolving. Look at us growing. But I remember we created it to have guests on. So if you're listening right now, you're an entrepreneur or you're in the wellness vibe, or you just want to get up here and vibe with us in regards to herbal tea benefits, or just talk journey, talk healing, talk wellness, talk evolving, let us know. Let us know in the comments. You could just drop, we're going to go with vibe. We could drop the word vibe, voices and vibes, herbal tea vibes, drop vibe in the comments, and we will drop you the link to the guest form if you want to join us on our live stream. Promote your brand, promote your growth. Come through. Let's
join the conversation. Like we typically talk, as Giovanni said, we've been doing it for over a year and a half, or it's not 2 years. I don't remember when we started. A year and a half?
It's about to be 2 years in November.
It's about to be 2 years. We've been doing this almost every Thursday. Giovanni's been more faithful than I have, but almost every Thursday. And we typically, like, we're on like YouTube, so follow us on both our channels, but join the conversation. We're always talking about business or wellness. Business or wellness. Oh, Nat. All right, Nat. I can't even see. My camera's
I got you, Nat.
And Giovanni, we forgot to check in with our cup. Like, what are you drinking?
So actually, because it's so late, I am no longer drinking my watermelon juice. So y'all, I had 24 ounces of orange watermelon juice today, as well as a pineapple cucumber 24-ounce of juice. I think I had one more orange watermelon juice, and somebody at work was like, if you pull out another juice out that lunchbox. And I was like, oh, hey, wait a minute. So I was like,
don't threaten me.
Juice. You might need some juice.
Right?
But yeah, I was on the watermelon juice flow, but because it's so late, if I was to pull out the watermelon right now, I might end up having to get up. So I actually was eating a salad. So I've been eating a salad for this vibe. So no drinking right now, but I do have my salad. What you sipping on, Shireen?
Well, I am drinking chlorophyll and water. I've been taking in my water, just chlorophyll and water tonight. Get me through this show. End out the night with some water and chlorophyll. All right, Giovanni, I have a confession. I was a bit nervous.
We're going into the confession before we go wellness wins. We see y'all check in the chat.
The wellness wins.
I'm going to go have mint tea. Thank you, Reset with Nat, letting us know what you're sipping on. Oh shoot, we see you in the comments.
I keep forgetting what is in the dark water. Oh, that's the chlorophyll is in my water. I did not even see.
And we didn't see nobody check in. Shireen put the check-in question up on the screen.
Hold on, I got you.
Here is the link. Reset with Nat.
Giovanni, you need to send me the link again, because I did not. I don't even know where that link is.
I went into the Google Drive. I got you.
But you know what? Share it with hello at perspective, not just the share it with that one. So that's the first check-in question for those that want to check in the live with us. And the second check-in question, wait, did I hit you at this one? I hit this one, right? And the second check-in question is, what's the best thing that's happened to you this month? And yes, it's early in the month, so.
It is. Okay, go ahead with your confession, then we get into the
wellness. No, because I forgot about our girl. We have not been on here for what, 2 weeks or 1 week?
I don't know.
My confession can wait. My confession can wait. My confession leads into the conversation. So
okay. So wellness wins. Wellness wins. Wellness wins. What you got, Shireen? Wellness win.
I don't even know yet. Yeah, you go first. Let me think.
Okay, wellness win. Y'all, I did a experiment in the crock pot. So it's going into the conversation there about sacrifices, but I have to get back into meal prep, and it is not my thing to be in the kitchen. I love to eat, but I don't like to be in the kitchen like that. And I need to be more budget friendly. So yeah, I gave myself a $50 budget that was including me and Spencer's food, because Spencer eats whole food too. And so I got some wild rice, y'all. I had wild rice before. Shereen, you might remember when I hosted the Empire Plates and Empire Lives networking dinner with Chef Maul. He had the wild rice. I think it was a wild rice he had there too. I don't know if it was wild rice or black rice, but it was a part of the dinner that we had. And so, yeah, the first time I made it in the crock pot, it was not good. It was like a whole bunch of mush. But I made some wild rice. And what I did was I soaked it first, y'all. Soaked the wild rice for like 6 hours. Just like rinsed it, and then I just let it soak. And I recorded a podcast with a guest, did some things, came home, rinsed it, and I put it in a crock pot with a can of milk, coconut milk, a can of coconut cream, and then one container of mushroom broth. I had a container of mushrooms, and I put the wild rice in it, y'all. I cooked it on high because everything was like high for 3 to 4 hours. I did it on 5, and I came and I turned it off and stirred it up and let it just stay in the heat. Y'all, my wild mushroom cream of soup in a crock pot experience was so freaking delicious. It was so good. I was so excited because I just experiment in the kitchen and just try new things. And I love a good crock pot dish because I don't got to be in the kitchen long. I just got to prep it and let it do its thing. So I'm really excited. That's my wellness win. I got a successful crock pot. It's called the Wild Grain Mushroom
coconut
soup. And it was nice and creamy.
Gotta have like a nice ending, like a
I don't know what the ending is.
je ne
But what
sais
I
quoi.
will tell you is if you go into the show notes, you'll get my plant-based alternative guide. And in the grains, there's wild rice. And wild rice really isn't rice. It's truly a grain. And so it has some really good benefits. And I was just like, let me do some things in this thing and try something different. And so I did, and it turned out really good. So
I'm proud of you, Giovanni, because that is out of your comfort zone.
And and I
Mhm.
actually wanted to eat it instead of order out a whole bunch of other things. Come on. Go
And
ahead.
maybe this is like the beginning of the inspiration of Giovanni chefing it up. Did you film
You
it?
didn't have to say the C word.
Yes,
Experiment.
I
Not
did.
checking, experimenting.
It starts with experimenting.
Okay.
Did you film it on? Is it on your channel? Is it on
No, I
YouTube?
didn't. I just like took pictures and then like add this and hit pause. Add this, hit pause. And like I
So
was just
then
doing
that
it
means you
everywhere.
need to drop a picture on your channel so that we could
I
check it out on
do. I
YouTube.
didn't even log in, but yes, I do. I do. I'm excited though. But I need
I'm gonna give it a check.
I'll have somebody try it or something to make sure it's like really good from the outside looking in, even though like
I'm
it's
gonna
good.
try it. Like I'm gonna go and try grabbing those things.
It was budget friendly. So it was really good. So that's my wellness win. Okay, well, Nat got a wellness win.
Yeah.
I launched my social emotional learning kids activity book. Let's go reset
Yeah.
with Nat.
And can I tell you, she didn't just launch it. She launched it in the biggest, like she launched. You guys have Indigo out there? It's a bookstore. She launched this big. I don't know if Indigo is Canadian. That's what I'm asking. But she launched it in this huge bookstore. So, big up Nats because she worked on it. She said, "I'm gonna do this," and then you know what? I wonder if I could do it in Indigo, and now it's like in Indigo. Wait, Nat.
Shereen, you like going in and out.
You know what? Okay, I am right.
You were like I can hear you really good, and then you'll go like no audio, and then you'll come back in.
Okay, I don't know what happened there.
Oh, it is Canadian. Don't give us too much a reset with Nat. Wellness win, especially if she's gonna come on the show. Don't give us too much so she can share her stuff.
True. Okay. I don't even know what I'm pressing. I will leave her next win for her to come
Congratulations, reset with Nat.
Congratulations.
Wish we had the sound effects.
Burr, 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 burr. It's like over there. What is my wellness win? Girl, I don't even know. I had one in mind. What is my wellness win? I'm so not prepared for today. I actually did some meal prep as well this week.
Ooh.
I did some meal prep as well. So
Okay.
somebody had dropped off a whole box of like chicken, and I was like, why? Why? So decided to spend some time cleaning like 5 whole chickens, which is like crazy to me because why? But because I did the work, we have meal prep, like seasoned meat ready to go. And I do cook, but I would prefer that you drop off the food.
Already cooked?
Yeah. So I cooked like 2 meals that day, and then I seasoned them and froze them in separate packages. So now I just got to take it out. So we're meal prep ready all week.
Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm with it.
All
So,
right, you
anybody
ready?
else got meal prep wins?
I
We'll
don't
say
see
that
any
gave us
other
up.
wins
Let's
there.
go. Good wins, y'all. If you're catching the replay, still share your wins. We want to celebrate, acknowledge, and see them too. But most importantly, you need to know that you're winning in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So make sure you take the time to identify a win. Shireen, the sacrifice is sacred. What entrepreneurship really costs? What is costing?
You hit this first because my confession, nah, girl, for some reason this conversation made me a little bit nervous right before, like trying to think of what sacrifices, and I'm like, why am I like nervous? We talk all the time, and I feel like last night when we were prepping for today, I had more things in mind, and I can't remember any of them. So I don't know. Maybe once you give me some of your sacrifices, then I'll feel inspired,
Okay.
and I'll share some.
Let's go to the description and prompt it out. If there's anybody that's watching, y'all go ahead and definitely share yours as well. Think about your entrepreneurship journey, or just your life journey as a whole, and what have you been sacrificing. So every vision comes with a cost. We're going to really sit here and think hard about the question, what are you willing to sacrifice to build the life and business you say you want? And so, Shireen, the first thing I think about in regards to building and thinking of cost, the first thing I'm thinking of is time. Time is a big thing because it takes time. The process takes time. The journey takes time. The development takes time. The building takes time. The foundation takes time. So it's easy to see the vision. It's easy sometimes for you to know a direction that you want to go in, but it still takes time to really nurture the thing, grow the thing,
Refine the thing,
yet love the thing, be connected with the thing. And so I'm gonna have to say time is a big thing when it comes to the sacrifice, because you never know when that breakthrough is going to happen. You never know when you're going to get that opportunity to level up, and there's no loss, so to speak, when it comes to this journey, because you're always learning something. You're always able to apply something you learn and experience and expense to something that helped you elevate and give you value in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And so I'm going to have to definitely say time is something that has to be a sacrifice that is sacred. But also, when you think about it, it could be money. It could be the money you don't have that sounds like credit or funding. And there's so many different ways that you can fund, your vision, and avenues that can happen. But I really feel like the real deep down thing is sacrificing today for what it is that you want in the future, and knowing that the identity that you have today needs to shift and change in order for that vision to come into fruition. What you see and what you want may not be who you are and where you would like to go in regards to what you're doing right now. Does that make sense? And so even though you're waiting on that breakthrough, sometimes it's you that needs the break to be able to get into the breakthrough, to have what it is that you want to have on that next level or in that next journey. And sometimes it's getting rid of those habits that don't align with the person that you need to be in order to have the things that you really want. And it's not an easy thing to resonate with, because you want it right now. You need the money right now because you got bills that needs to be paid. You have expenses, things that you've invested, and now it's time to pay those things back. And you're wondering, where is that coming from? And so a lot of times it is in the uncomfortable discomfort spaces that you really have to figure out, how am I going to stretch or change who I think I am to be the person I know I need to become, or I am becoming, in order to have what it is that I need to have. And I think that's the space that I'm in right now. And I know, like, we've been doing the podcast thing, and we've all had our different journeys with the podcast, but it's like I hit 100 this week, Shireen. And when I hit 100, I was like, I was looking at the thing at school and it was like, what are your hobbies? And I was like, podcasting isn't a hobby. Remember when we started this, they said it's supposed to help put your business brand on Front Street, to let more people know who you are, to get out there. And I was like, this isn't a hobby, but I am learning in every single conversation that I have, and it's like, it's valuable to me. So I know it's going to be valuable to someone else. And so when you see the value in something, you just got to keep doing that thing until you see whatever happens is going to happen, because you might want things to happen, but that might not be your journey. That might not be what is going to show up for you. And you just got to be in that expecting mode, that optimistic mode, that whenever it does happen, I'm going to be ready and I'm excited for what's mine, because we always see everybody else's lane. We can't see our lane, Shireen. We don't know what it's going to look like 6 months from now, a year from now, or what our journey is going to look like. And so just being present and finding a way to be okay with not being okay is going to have to get us to the next step, I really feel like it's just sacrificing our habits, sacrificing our limited beliefs, because of only what we see right now isn't necessarily going to be what we expect in our future. And so just leaning into that. And I think that's what I've been kind of really having to remind myself this week, is my identity. Like, I'm not going to always be right here. Who am I planning to become? Who am I wanting to become? Who am I evolving into? And so as I think about those things, it said, you ain't just gonna be spending just to be spending. Put yourself on a budget, girl. If you gotta know how to use the money you got right now. If you're expecting to get more in the long run, or in the future, hopefully in the near future. And so it's just really talking to myself and seeing myself in a different space, and knowing that my habits have to change in order to really get that shift that I know I need. And it's no one else but me that I need at the end of the day. And so it's just like pushing myself to the next level. So sacrificing the old me to get to the new me. I think that's what it is. How you feeling?
I'll just read Nat's. First of all, everything you said, because time is like the first one on my list. Nat said, I'm going to sacrifice shyness in new spaces to move fully to the next level of my business.
You better go boldly.
Which is definitely, sometimes these things that we talk about, it's easier said than done. Like, I feel like it's always said with all of this conviction, and it's all the things we need to do. But when you're in the moment of it, it's not always that easy. Even Nat's comment just now, like everything you said, right? I think Ashu put like all of that. Everything you said is on point. I have hold on, move this here. I have time, sleep, the investments. One thing I did sacrifice is travel. I haven't been anywhere this year, where last year, the year before, I was in Miami, I was in Atlanta, I was in Washington, I was in New York. Well, I wouldn't, with all the stuff going on in the States, I ain't coming out there anyway. But I was in Barbados. Like, I was outside, even being outside, like, the sacrifices look so different, and everything you said is true. I sacrificed. I used to get massages like almost every 6 weeks, and I'm not doing so. I'm like in pain. And then sometimes, like, everything you said is so true, but it is that mindset is the biggest thing, and mindset has probably changed at different points for me in this journey, because your mindset has to change depending on what stage you're, and it always has to stay on the up, but sometimes it's like, yes, that's what you need to do, but it's kind of like cliche. You know what I mean? When you're in the midst of it, yes, you need to keep that positive energy, because so you're attracting that positive energy. But when everything is out of sorts financially, you're like, oh shoot, right? Or or you know, when you're running a business, you can have things being coming in for pay, like to be paid, but maybe it doesn't align with when you need it to be paid, right? Or like, so there's like ebbs and flows to being a business owner. And I think the the lower part, I do recall my son's grandfather saying to me, you need to normalize the low, because that his son is an entrepreneur, and he's been an entrepreneur. But like, sometimes when you're up, you are up, and when you are down, you might feel so low. And I think one challenge for me is has been for me is coming out of a corporate space. I'm coming out from a space of being reliant on a check, right? And it's a different thing. It's easy to say, be positive, you got to do this, you got to do that. Yeah, but I don't have a check every 2 weeks to look forward to. So it's like, you got to make that sale. You got to make that sale. So, one, the sacrifice of, Nat said, being shy. Yeah, I'm a crab in a shell. And so sometimes it's hard for me to put myself out, or I might appear out, depending on where I am. And then at other moments, I'm like right back in my shell. I'm that homebody. Or if I feel uncomfortable in a space, I just went to a summit that I'm a part of in that community, and it's not always comfortable being by yourself. You need to sacrifice being around people when you're going to spaces, because sometimes they don't either they don't align with where you're going. So you got to get comfortable with going by yourself, especially as a business owner. If you're starting off and you don't have a whole team, you're going to do a lot of things by yourself. You have to sacrifice, we talked about time, but the investment, you're sacrificing time from doing something so that you could put it towards something else. So you need to sacrifice time so you can like work on your self development, right? And some of that self development might be development for your mindset, development for whatever you're building in your business, or it could be development for how you conduct yourself when you have to be in a space all by yourself, and now you got to network. And like, I went to a networking event this morning before I came into the studio, and it was like, I'm going to do something different that I heard. I don't know where I heard it, but instead of having to put a system in place from all the people that I just met, I was like, listen, you got to come out to the studio. What time you have available next week? Can you put it in your calendar right now? And so bam, 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 bam. There's different things that you need to, sure, your first step might have been, I'm going to grab all these business cards. I got to get accustomed to like sending out follow-up emails to all the people I just met at my event. But now it's gone to, listen, how many new people can I meet when I go to this event? How many new people can I get to pull up in my studio? Right. And then I'm looking at conversions, because me, I'm the first person to talk about, let's talk about money. So how many of these people did I meet that converted to this? Or when I look at how can I improve the things that I'm doing for my clients? So where we started is not where we are, or what would have, girl, what is going on? You are looking all over the place.
Focus.
I'm
There's a
trying.
fly in here, and Spencer has been trying to get it. I thought he was playing with his ball, so I was going on mute and I was trying to figure it out, but I just saw it. So he's trying to catch a fly.
Like, what is going on? I'm trying to looking at.
You better focus, because I'm over here taking notes, letting you try to finish your thoughts.
Yeah. So even from a space of refining what we do for our clients, being okay with making mistakes, that sacrifice, and like, so you're kind of like sacrificing ego. You got to be able to let go of those things. You got to be able to take the constructive feedback, that constructive criticism that hurts your ego, because that's what's going to make you better. Or you got to be okay with like apologizing when you make mistakes, or when things go wrong and shit hits the fan and there's nothing you can do. Then how do you make it better? So there's a lot of learning with like, you can't be in a space where you're like, oh, I didn't, like, where you're at fault or you feel offensive, right? So there's just so much that you're, I don't know, that you're sacrificing. I don't even know if that, for in that explanation, if it's a sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing for me, I went back to mindset, and it's mindset at different stages. Because for me it was mindset when I have a lot of money, but I have a lot of money and money's coming in, but it's not business money. So then I'm maybe not as aggressive. And then it's sacrifice when money's not coming in as much, but now I got to be more aggressive. So there's like different, now there's a fly over here, different mindset, different mindset at different stages in your business. I don't know. It's a different journey. And I think probably one of the most important things is like a lot of self-reflection, because that's the only way you're going to really see the changes that you've made, where when you're giving yourself grace, or the changes that you need to make, right?
Yeah, and you said a lot, Shireen, but I kind of want to go to ego first. I'm glad that you said that ego. It was something that I was talking to a podcast guest about with the ego. Actually multiple, and it kind of kept coming up, and I was like, ooh, that ego, because the ego will keep you stuck in habits and cycles that you want to release yourself from. You don't want the results, the outcomes, the consequences that come with these habits that your ego is allowing you to keep choosing, and keep utilizing, because you have that power to do so. But the simple switch of just letting it go, like even if it happened a few hours ago or 10 minutes ago, the true essence of just letting it go
Being
is
okay with it,
so
giving yourself
powerful.
grace.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's so powerful. Like, you no longer have to identify with that version of yourself 10 minutes ago, especially if
Yep.
you've already let it go. Like that
Mm-hmm.
right there is important and powerful within itself. And so I think that was a big thing that came about what you were saying. And then it made me remember something else you were talking about when you make mistakes. And it was like, never take anything personal. See things as a level up, a grow up, opportunity to, potentially do something different the next time you're given that opportunity. But to never
If,
take anything personal was a part of this
if.
book. I think it's called The Four Agreements. And it's so helpful
Mm-hmm.
because as soon as you get in a mode of taking things personal, it's like, wait a minute, this really don't have nothing to do with me. What does have something to do with me, and what has everything to do with them is their business and not mine. And so getting into a space with not taking things personal and forgiving, giving yourself grace, like what you said, means a lot. I love that one man team and seeing it as an opportunity to develop. And it's like, okay, I'm not great at YouTube. I'm not great at packaging these episodes. Some people are watching them. I'm doing my best. I'm going to keep showing up. The message will be the message. Maybe over time, I come back when I'm not a one-man team and have someone create a different thumbnail, maybe a different title, maybe package it differently. And it gets, and the reach is a lot larger. But as of right now, I'm not the only one listening. And that's what's important, And so that was a big thing for me when you talked about that one-man team. And it's like, just be humble that you're able to do what you're doing, and you're not allowing that to stop you to not produce, not to show up, not to move forward in the things that your talents and your time can benefit and be of value to not just yourself, but to other people. So that was a big thing.
Can I jump in right there?
Yeah, jump in, Shireen.
That part that you said there is so important, because Giovanni, I'm gonna ask you this question: how many times, I don't know about you, but I prayed to be an entrepreneur. And I went through like years, right? Like years and years. And so like if you really want to like see your growth, and when we talk about you're not the same person you were 10 minutes ago, or you're not the same person you were like a year ago, how many times have you been in a position where you were like, I want to start a business, but I don't know what I want to start, or I want to do something, but I don't know how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to do. Is this a profitable business? Can this make money? Can I make a sale? To a point where, shoot, I have a whole business. And even if the sale's not there, I have a whole business that has a structure that I've completely built out. Like, I remember, and this is where my gratitude comes in. I remember praying for the time to be an entrepreneur. So when you're going through the struggles, it's like you asked for this. Maybe not the way it looks at that moment, but like just remember that gratitude, that what you wanted, you worked really hard to get, and like this is a part of that, right?
That was not me. I was not the person praying
Mm,
and wanting and aspiring to be an entrepreneur. That was not
okay.
me. I was the absolute opposite. I was like, let me work my time, get my money, get out of here. I do not want to sit around here and be trying to figure out when is the next time
Okay.
I'm going to get paid. When am I going to get paid? Out here
I,
with highs and lows, don't know what's going on.
I
I was
don't
like,
think
nah, I'm
anybody,
just going to
I don't
pray.
think people pray for the,
No, no, no. I didn't say they didn't. I'm just saying I know that in real entrepreneurship, you're not
mm-hmm,
going to always be on the high. When you
right?
work for someone else, you're going to get a check. And you're going to get a check because you signed
Mm-hmm,
up to get a check and you know what you're going to do in order to get that check. Whether it was
mm-hmm,
commission driven, whether it was hourly, you know you're going to get paid. And so for
mm-hmm,
me, it was the guarantee of getting paid, not thinking that entrepreneurship allowed me to not have a ceiling, not have me to commit to an hourly time frame to get the payment that I need, that things are now on a value-based thing, something I can do within my own free range and help and support that doesn't have to be structured in a way that says, oh no, I can only pay you to do this service and this service only. And so
mm-hmm.
I wasn't that person. So we
I don't
were
think
two
I thought
totally
that
different
deep.
things.
I don't think I thought that deep, but I definitely thought I want to be an entrepreneur.
I never was like that. That was not me. I was like, y'all can have that. I'm going to work. Let me find me a job. Let me find 2 jobs. Do I need to work a part-time third job? Like, it was just about getting to the money and making sure it was guaranteed and secure. And that is definitely not what entrepreneurship is. And
Yeah.
so I'm really glad that I'm experiencing it, because I'm at this point, Shireen, first of all, and I'm gonna come back to the podcast because it's a milestone for me to get 100. A lot of people don't
Mhm.
ever make it to 100 podcast episodes. People quit. Podcast is a long-term game. Like, it's a
Mhm.
long-term game. And so some people never get that far. And so I'm so grateful because once I hit 100, I'm excited about the next 100, whatever that journey looks like, because I can already see my growth. Like, our
Yeah.
thumbnails saw growth. So you can
Girl,
only
don't
imagine
even
what
bring me
my
in it because
thumbnail.
I'm not even
Girl,
there.
I'm just trying to say, but it's like you're doing it anyway. And so I'm just excited about the next 100. For me with this business, I don't want it to fail. And we've heard so many people say your first few businesses are going to fail. It's probably not until your second or third business. And I was like, no, I don't want this business to fail. I
Or the
want it to be.
percentage of businesses, black businesses tend to fail within the first businesses tend to fail within the first 5 years, and even black businesses, the percentage that don't even make it to the second year, right?
I don't even want to subscribe to it because I'm already
That's
telling
what I'm
myself
saying.
that I am going to be successful.
Absolutely.
A business is going to be profitable. This business is going to be profitable, even if it is my first business. And so that was
Mhm.
really big for me. And going back to your son's grandfather, I believe is what you
Mhm.
said,
Mhm.
talking about normalizing the low. I
Yeah,
love that because it's normalizing the journey, period, no matter what it looks like.
looks like.
And that's just such a good thing to say. It's okay. This happens to people. Keep going, keep
That's a
moving
part of
forward.
the
How are you going
journey.
to navigate? It's all about being resilient and
Mhm.
adaptability. And if you're unable to be resilient and be adaptive, then you're not going to go but so far in this thing called business. And so I really love that he said normalize the low. And it's really about getting comfortable in the networking spaces that you talked about. That's not always me. And so it's always great to have my intern, because my intern don't have a problem talking to people. My intern don't have a problem putting me on. And it's like, what do I say? How do I navigate the conversation? What's going on? And I love that you said, just get out there and talk and have a plan. And so, like, you know, we both had Blink, and we was having Blink when we were going to the networking places before. Now I've realized that in my Blink, I can put a little note and say where I met the people. And so whenever I do have the system in place where I have the time, and when I create the time to go through my Blink contacts, I'll know exactly where I met these people at, what business they had. Did they want to be on the podcast? Do I want to have them collaborate on something? And so now I'm adding notes instead of just, hey, scan my QR code and join my contacts, you know, on my Blink card, and maybe I'll get back to you. And so I love that you brought in being intentional in those networking spaces. Was a beautiful thing. Girl, the travel. Even my aunt.
Wait. Before you jump. Oh, here, I was trying to show you something. In addition to bling, what I started to do, because people, regardless on if we have the bling, people are still doing you're still doing business cards. Everybody's doing business cards. They're just not going away. You're doing business cards. You're doing business cards. You're doing bling. You're doing LinkedIn. You're doing Instagram. Girl, I go with my flyer. And then this flyer stands out. On both sides has a QR code with my information, and you can sign up for the newsletter, or and that way I am memorable. And one of my girlfriends seen me at a networking event, and she was like, yo, that is so smart. I'm going to put that, because I don't need to compete with the business card, right? Like, there's no question, you know, either you're going to just fold it up and put it, but when you go home and you're trying to remember who are all the people, because even when I have my bling, my LinkedIn, my Instagram, the business cards, I take screenshots of anybody that I met that I saved on bling, and I take screenshots of the LinkedIn, and I take screenshots if we do Instagram, but I prefer not to like, we can connect that way, but so I can remember who I met. Like, I want an email. But this, homie, game changer.
Girl, my mama be taking pictures with the people she meets. And she'll take a picture and then
you know what? Yeah.
and text it and be like, this is where we met. And she'll take a picture and send it. I was like, okay, whatever works for you, Ma. But I really like the travel thing. My aunt was saying my mom she was like, your mama going out the country more than you are. You used to be the one traveling. And so when you said traveling has been something you sacrifice, while I do go on a few trips here and there, it's nowhere near how much I used to just really get out there, go see the world and spend it, because now I'm being more intentional. I'm in a developing stage. I'm in a growing phase and stage for my business. There's places and things that I want to get to that I'm not choosing to be making decisions, to be spending and exploring. If I can't make an align for the business to make it more intentional as a business expense. So I feel you on that one too, when it came to travel. But Shireen, when you said that mindset,
girl,
and that's regularly addressing those thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, you have to check yourself as soon as those thoughts, those feelings, and those beliefs come. And if you don't check yourself, share them with someone that will check yourself to help you get back in alignment towards the person that you want to become. Because those mindsets take process. Those affirmations that you say and you want, they are a process. You have to work on that. You're just not going to become just because you said it. You got to believe it. You got to knock down all the limiting beliefs that come with it. You got to work and process the things that people put over you that said you weren't going to do these things or talk those doubts. You got to work on that too. And so there's so much work that comes into addressing your thoughts, your feelings, and your beliefs for yourself, and then what comes on the outside. And that is a regular, everyday journey and work that you have to really put out there. So I really wanted to shout out to you about knowing it's in the mindset and knowing that the work has to be intentional behind the mindset to work on that thing. And that's okay. Like, it's not going to just be something you say and that's it. Like, that thing comes with work.
But I like that you said, and it's important to have, to have your network, like your close one or two people that can kind of speak back into you when you're not able to see it, or ground it, like help you ground yourself. We had it for ourselves with our accountability group when we started. That really helped us grow very, very quickly and get a lot done and learn a lot within a very short time frame. Shoot, in a long time frame, because we did that shit for a good year, right? The very first year, we had each other's backs looking like multiple times throughout the entire week. Was crazy how much we worked. But even up to now, being able to speak to someone and be like, yo, I'm not really feeling, I'm kind of off. I don't really know how I'm going to do here. I feel a bit insecure about this. I don't know how to do this. I don't want to do this. How does this sound? You know what I mean? I'm about to say this, or I'm about to go do this. How does it sound? And just being able to have someone that you can share those true authentic feelings, because we hear it all the time, entrepreneurship is extremely lonely, because not everybody will get the journey that you're on. They won't even understand why the hell you're on it. They will not even understand, "Why are you doing that? Just go get a job." You're like, "You don't need to go through all the struggle. Just go get a job, get a part-time job. You just sacrifice some time, and, you don't have to go through all of that." But, there's that piece. There's that piece, but being able to just have someone listen, not necessarily, if you don't necessarily need feedback, you just need a listening ear, or have someone pour into you, because you're just not able to do it for yourself, and have you pour into somebody else as well, right? Like, you saying that, somebody said it to me the other day, "Shireen, I need you because you understand this, and I don't know a lot of people that are doing this." And I heard her, and from the time she said it, we have each other's back. Giovanni, we planned for this show last night, and right before we hung up, I can't remember what I said to you right before we hung up. And your last words were, "Get your mind straight, Shireen." And I was like, "Thank you." And then I started laughing and we both hung up. You know what I mean? Like, that, even that little comment, "Get your mind straight," it was like, "Shreen, get your head back in the game. Like, you're good." It didn't even take much. You said it. I had to laugh because it was like, "Thank you. I needed that." So yeah, like having each other, even this community, this is what we need, right? Yeah.
Agreed. We definitely do. So thank y'all for being a part of our community. Tamisha, All Shoot, Reset with Nat, everybody that come back or seen multiple episodes of
Yeah.
Herbal Tea Thursday. We appreciate y'all.
One
All
for
right, so
sure.
Tamisha checked in. She said a hug, Shireen, for
Oh,
her
I didn't see.
love language. She would like to receive more in.
Was it down
And
here?
then, yep,
Oh,
I
that's sweet.
reshared it with her. She came in just a little late, and then
Hmm.
she'll share her wellness win if she'd like to
For
with us.
sure.
And then Tamisha, we just been talking about sacrifice. What does it really cost you to go after the things that you really want, the things that you know you deserve? And so that's what we've been talking about.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, girl.
That was good.
The entrepreneurship journey is too real.
The living life journey
Well, I mean,
is real too.
we were living before we decided to, like, get
Hmm.
on this path, right? Yeah.
Agreed.
Mhm. I
I
feel like
love it.
this just takes another part of you, and that's why I believe they said that there's less than like 3% of people in the world that are entrepreneurs, right? Because it's not built for everyone. Not everyone's built for this. Not everyone's built for this. And I definitely believe it's a spiritual thing, regardless on what your spirituality is. It's definitely a spiritual thing, because faith is like the biggest thing that you need to have as an entrepreneur. Yeah, faith. You got to believe in yourself. You got to put your faith into something.
And then you
Yeah.
got to pour into yourself. No, no pun on the
Mhm.
shirt. But then you also have to pour into yourself. Y'all let me know if you like the shirt. Somebody said
Mhm.
I had two people said they like the shirt. Pour
Mhm.
into yourself. because just because you have a seed, you want to see something come from that seed. You got to water it, you got to nurture it, you got to put it in the right environment to allow it to grow. And it's so much that comes with that seed of having faith in yourself and in the dream and in the aspiration, and in the goals that you have. And it takes grit, it takes work, it takes, love, it takes patience, it takes grace, it takes forgiveness. And there's so many things that you're sacrificing on the way to what it is that you say that you want to accomplish and achieve and be. You got this. You got this. It's your journey, and nothing worth having is easy. That was my senior quote in high school, and in the yearbook. Nothing worth having is easy, and it's going to cost you something. And what that cost is, you have to determine whether or not you believe it's something you're willing to pay to go after what it is you say you want. So go get it, y'all.
For sure, for sure. All right.
You got
It's
your part.
interesting. Well, the one that came out is interesting because it's going to seem like it doesn't apply, but I know it does.
Okay.
Um, it was actually body.
Get
Your
bodied. God.
your body, regardless of shape, size, or hue, is phenomenal. And the only thing that it makes me think about is just taking care of yourself while you're going through your entrepreneurship journey, because this is the vessel that you have to live in it, right, while you're going through that journey. So you need to kind of like really take care of it. And it's been on my mind for so long, and I actually said that this month is when I was going to buy all the different herbs that I need to start introducing to take care of myself. But yeah, I think like take care of your body so that you can use it to execute whatever you're building. So body, yada yada.
So your body, regardless of shape,
Size, or hue, is phenomenal.
got it.
Let me know when
I
it's
was
there.
missing or hue. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it.
All
I
righty.
like it. And I like that you also use the word vessel, because
Yeah,
you are
it's
being
our vessel.
used to
Mm-hmm.
do good work, be of value, to help in some way, shape, form, or fashion, to see some organization or your business impact or grow. And so, because you are a vessel, you should perser- preserve your own vessel, i.e., your body, in order to be able to show up and do all the things that you would like to do. So,
As one of my clients would say, your gift that you're here to do, like your gift, your business, your gift, what you're serving, your purpose, it's not about you. It's about who you have to serve, who you're helping, right? So, um, take care of your body. Keep serving.
yada, 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 yada.
Body, yada, yada.
Y'all check the show notes. Wellness with Giovanni. Check the show notes. I got some good vibes and value in the show notes. So forvibrations.com. We got a free training happening on Sunday. Make sure you
Nice.
register, because I really want to share with you these 4 shifts that really helped shift my life, helped me with adopting healthier habits, and really a process to be able to acknowledge and then grieve the old habits, the old lifestyle, to be able to really just be excited about the new. And that plant-based alternative guide got you in the show notes as well. Y'all, I made a successful wild rice mushroom creamy soup. That was my wellness win, and my mouth just watered. So I'm excited about eating some more tomorrow. Shireen, let them know. Y'all, go listen to episode 100 of the Empowered Place, Empowered Lives podcast. The lady is in Toronto with Shireen. She doesn't know Shireen, but she was in Toronto. So she's out there in Canada, the vitality coach. It was an amazing conversation. I absolutely loved it. And her message was forward living. Stop thinking about the past. Don't get caught up in your present. Go live in the forward motion. Go with the forward vibration vibes. Y'all check out the Empowered Place, Empowered Lives podcast. Go ahead, Shireen.
Alrighty. Um, I don't have that much to share, honeys. Um, not as much. I've recorded a couple of episodes last week,
Mm.
and really me in a state of going through challenges. And I'm still contemplating when I will share them because I had went to some like a summit for Professional House. I'm one of the co-founders for Professional House, which is the first Black woman entrepreneur social club. Pinky Cole was here as one of the speakers. What is the other lady's name? I don't remember. There was two other ladies. There was a lot of speakers, great speakers. And one thing I was looking for was my testimony at the event. And there were multiple days and multiple events. And there wasn't really, there are struggles, right? Um, and some of it resided and some of it didn't. And so the reason I say some of it didn't is because there's different types of entrepreneurs, and the type of entrepreneur that I am, I have been looking for, like, to see somebody else's successful testimony in that same stream, because then it's going to like inspire me, and I haven't really seen that. So I have recorded a couple of episodes because I feel compelled to speak more about my story as an entrepreneur, because there's somebody else that's going to be the same type as me, and they'll be looking for that woman's story to resonate with, to know, hey, you know, you're going to pull through, but like just someone that you can relate to. It's not always easy. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's just you have to learn how to navigate through it. And I am learning how to navigate through it. And I'm not, it's the real. I need the real. I am so real. I need the real. The flowers and all the things like that. Yeah, we want to stay on, that positive frequency, but that real story about what you experienced, what happened, that's what I want to hear. Um, and that's what we hear from like bigger creators. And we're like, "Ooh, they said this." But sometimes it feels good hearing it from someone that is not as big, because it's a little bit more relatable to you, right? Not the person who just made $1 million or their first or their second or their fifth seven figure, six figure. What about before that? Right. And sometimes people don't share that part. What about your first 50,000? What about your first 10,000? What about your first 1,000? Like, when we say respect the small, I remember at one point when I made my first $200 and I was like, oh my God, I made $200, right? So you feel so good. And then when you start making more money, you're like, "Ooh, I made 5 bills." And you start feeling more inspired. "Ooh, I made a G, Brethren. Ooh, I mean," and it just keeps going up, and you start feeling like, "Yo, if I can make 2 bills, I can make 5. If I can make 5, I can make a G. If I can make this, I can make a this. If I can make this, I can make 50." And like, I want to hear that, because it's that was not linear. That was not linear. You might have made a 200 and then you made a 10. You might have made a 200 and then you made a 50. So like, or you're in a negative because that credit card bill hit, and all of those applications that you use to support your business, they keep hitting and no invoices are coming in.
That part, heavy on that part.
Yeah.
Testify.
Yeah. So I've been looking for the real. And I'm not saying that people are not talking about the real, but I still am not seeing it in my eyes, in
So
my
that's
shoes
what we
kind of thing.
created.
So I feel very compelled to share. It's
Mhm.
just it's very vulnerable, and
Maybe
it's
that's the reason why people haven't really shared so much about it, because it is
very
vulnerable.
vulnerable. But
And
it's
not
those
everybody wants to be in a vulnerable state, which is why not everybody wants to have their own podcast,
right,
And
but it's the part that when you're building your business, you want to hear. So when you find a business partner, friend that has been through that, like I heard Pinky Cole's story and she's like, I lost my business for, I can't remember how many days she said. I think she said like 42 days, right? When you hear that, I heard somebody come in the studio and they said that, like, I listen, that's what I do. We produce shows, so we listen all the time. But somebody came in and they talked about the fact that they were creating an event and they spent so much money and they were still pay their event was huge. It was gorgeous. I went to the event and I listened to them talk about they were still paying for the event afterwards. That's the real, right? Because the first time around, it might look like that. And I experienced something similar, but the second and the third and the fourth time, it looks a little different, especially when the profit hits and all of those things. So that real, I recorded a couple of shows and I was not in the best mood, but it was capturing the essence of the real. So I'm trying to decide what parts of it I will share. Um, so you'll start hearing more real stories. So just tap in. I did change my name. Oh, maybe that should have been my win. I did change my YouTube name from Black Print to Shireen Simon because I do so much and it was hard for me to change that name. And I think I recorded something just talking about embracing me as a brand and how hard it is to put something else on the back burner. So tap in if you want to hear some more real. Um and it'll come out slowly but surely
But you didn't
because
have
you
much
got
to
to get
say for
comfortable.
the honeys.
Say it again. I
But
didn't
you
hear
didn't
you.
have much to say for the honeys.
Clearly. All right, that's all I
That's
got.
dope. I'm proud of you, Shireen. Way to be
Thanks.
vulnerable. Way to
Yeah.
embrace the journey. And you never know, because you're looking for that inspiration, you might just find it within yourself while you're having
Mhm.
these conversations. And then it could be inspiration for others as well. It will be inspiration for
Inspiration for
others
others.
as well, because
Absolutely.
that's where it's all at, in the stories. Stories help convert. Y'all,
Absolutely.
thank y'all for tuning in and
To
coming back
herbal
to
tea.
another episode of Herbal Tea Thursday, your wellness live series, where we show up and we talk about this thing called life in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and hope to empower you to pour into yourself and get some benefits of wellness for your life. Shireen.
And business. And business.
In business. Thanks for
hmm
vibing with us, y'all.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.